Hi guys, I just wanted to sit down and talk to you about some of the features that you might be missing in your game and how to get them down. I see a lot of people in my Twitch chat all the time talking about, oh, what is it you're using for this, or how come you can see your speed on screen. All types of different questions. I will show you the top 5 plugins that you probably are missing from your game that I think you should go ahead and get down right now. Before we get started though, what you need to get downloaded is the Openplanet plugin manager. Over here somewhere, there's going to be a pop-up that shows you the website, and in the description you can find the link to it. Don't worry about anything bad happening if you download that. Literally all the streamers and all the pro players, casuals, everybody uses it, so there's nothing bad about it. Once you got that downloaded and you head into the game, you can press your F3 key to open up the menu here at the top. And once you're there, you can go into the plugins manager and open the manager right here. So what you want to do is you want to press on search, and then you want to search for the ones that I'm telling you. You can also look at the popular ones to download, anyone that you like. So let's get to the list. So the first one I want to talk about is called Speedometer, and it's at the bottom right of the screen right here. You can see I have my RPMs, I have my speed, as well as my actual gear. So if I start driving right now, let me just do that. You can see when the gear changes, you can see what RPM is, and you can see what gear you're in. So definitely useful. It's just a nice thing to have on screen. Also, if you're not super used to gears, getting the visual there on screen is probably really nice for you, and it reminds you of a lot of other car games. With that being said, if you go into the settings, you can press F3 again, then you can click this Openplanet up here, and you can go into the settings. This lets you see all of the settings for the different plugins you have downloaded. And if I go ahead and I find the speedometer one, which is right here, I can go into theme and settings, and I can change the look of the speedometer. So let's say I want the speed to have a red hue, and then I remove it and I drive. Now the speed is red. So it's fully customizable. You can have it to whatever you want. I'm gonna have mine on white still. But a very, very nice plugin that you can sit around, play around with, and, have it to your heart's content. You can also change the general settings. You can see I have it on basic digital. You can also have it on Trackmania Turbo, or on the basic one, which is like a more of a, a wheel type thing. Anywho, very, very cool add-on. Suggest you download it. Next one. So, the next one I want to talk about is called Ghost Scrubber. And it's down here at the bottom left side of my screen. You can place it wherever you want. And basically what it does is it lets you scroll through whatever ghost it is that you're spectating. So let's say I want to spectate the world record right here. I can do this. And what I can do is I can scroll through all of his run. And I can look at a specific part of the run. I might be like, oh, this part of the run is, this is what I want to know about. Or I can roll back and, oh, I missed that section. It's just a very handy tool for you to use if you're inclined to do a lot of hunting on the maps, especially if you like to watch other people's lines and study them. So very, very cool. You should go ahead and grab that one. Now, a little extra note is that if you have the dashboard plugin installed, which I'm not going to talk about that too much, but if you have it and you can see your own inputs in game, if you hide your own ghost, you can actually see the inputs of the world record ghost. And that can be useful if you want to study specific lines, or be like, oh, is he releasing in this turn, or is he counter steering? What is it exactly he does in his run? You can utilize the Ghost Scrubber together with the dashboard plugin, and you can really sit down and analyze a record that you want to go for. Now, the next plugin I want to talk about is Tweaker. Now, Tweaker can be important on maps like this. This is a pretty taxing RPG map, and you can see at the top left of my screen, it shows that I have about 30 FPS driving around here. You can see it lags quite a lot, right? But if I turn on Tweaker, which basically limits my render distance, this should be shut up by quite a lot. So let me just do that real quick. And as you can see now, we're back in the game. If we look at the top left, we are on a stable 60 to 70 FPS as of right now. Just doubling our FPS. And if we jump up here real quick, and now we jump up here real quick on our first attempt right here, we can just jump up here. You can look at the artifacting in the background. You can see some of the assets are popping in and out. But if you can survive with that, which I definitely think isn't that bad, you should go ahead and use this, as you only look at the track right in front of you. And it is so good to have like double your FPS, especially when it's Cup of the Day or when it's an RPG map like this that can be a little bit taxing on your PC. Next one. Quick bonus info, you have to use the settings menu to change whether or not you want Tweaker to be enabled or disabled. And you also have to not do it while you're in a map. With that being said, let's jump on to the next one. So what I'm going to talk to you about now is a plugin called Split Speeds, which is a really useful plugin that lets you see the speed you have when you drive through a checkpoint. It also compares that speed to the speed you have when you drove through the same checkpoint, but during your personal best time. So if I go ahead and I drive to the checkpoint right here, you can see, boom, I have the same amount of speed, but here I have 12 less. If I drive to the next one, this is not good, so I'm going to have even less, 12 less again. And then into the finish line, we're going to have the same. And that's the thing. You can tell exactly where it is that you are losing speed, where it is that you're gaining speed. You can check what lines work for you. It's such a great plugin if you're hunting any map whatsoever. Of course, it's also customizable in the settings if you want to check that out. But without further ado, let's go over to our fifth and final plugin, and we can do that right here as well. It's called Ultimate Medals. So the fifth one here, the fifth plugin we're going to talk about is Ultimate Medals. You can see it on the left side of the screen. It shows my personal best time compared to all of the medals. And it's just very handy to have if you're hunting any of the medals in the game. You can also customize it. If I go in here and I go to Ultimate Medals, I can show or choose not to show any of the medals. If I'm only hunting author, there's no real reason to show any of the other medals, etc. One thing that I really recommend you guys to have is if you go into the additional infos tab, there's the show personal best delta time. I would recommend getting that just so you can see how much you need to improve to get that author time or that goal or whatever it is that you're hunting for. But with that being said, that's all of the plugins I want to talk to you guys about today. There are, of course, more plugins. If you go into the plugins manager and you go and hit the popular tab or whatever, you can search for many more. There are some awesome ones I did not talk about. And with that being said, I think that was all I needed to say. Please go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.